Hi everyone, I'm super excited to be here with you today and look forward to my reading. I hope you enjoy it as much as I enjoy doing it.
So what I'm going to read for you today is a piece of chapter 1. I'm not starting right at the beginning. Actually, I'm starting just a few pages in after Spencer, the protagonist, has been kissed for the first time by a boy, and she has gone to her best friend's house to tell her all about it. Jordan Rohan actually kissed you? Like full tongue kissed you? Molly's voice raised a full octave when she mentioned Jordan's tongue. Yep, and then we stood there being awkward. I don't think he's any better at this than I am. Spencer watched her best friend pounce cat-like onto the tall queen-size bed and wiggle into a cross-legged position. Up here, now! We have waited for this day. Molly patted the spot in front of her on the lavender comforter. Spencer climbed atop the tall mattress and mirrored Molly knee to knee. Molly, I love you, but you're so dramatic sometimes. How can you say that? This is like the thing. Your thing? Spencer rested her hands atop Molly's knees. It isn't that big a deal, seriously. So he kissed me. We just need to mark it off the list and move on. No. What did he say? How long did it last? Tell me everything. You mean while he was trying to take my tonsils out with his tongue? Or after? Spencer smiled at Molly, while her insides wiggled and jiggled with what she could only describe as panic. Bizarre is a good word. I don't know. It happened. I pulled away. He didn't stop me. We talked. He has a free period when I'm in lit. He's in one club, but he didn't say which one. His brother plays football. He doesn't. Spencer paused. She tried to remember what else they talked about. She came up empty. That's pretty much it. Spencer didn't hate the kiss, but she didn't love it either. She didn't have the right words to explain that, so she didn't. Molly wasn't letting Spencer off so easy. She asked, "Are you going to kiss him again? Do you like him? Did he give you your number? Did he ask? Did you give him your number? Did he ask?" Spencer tried to quit thinking about the taste of pizza. I don't know, maybe. Molly stared. Yes, okay, yes. 3 fingers of Molly's right hand poked Spencer's chest. Spencer giggled. She let her upper body fall back onto the pillows. For you, I will kiss him again. She stretched her legs until one was on each side of Molly. Molly bounced and slid her legs up under herself. When she was on all fours above Spencer, she said, "How dare you, woman? This is about you, not me." Really? Spencer pushed her head deeper into the pillows and looked up at Molly. Molly leaned forward until she could put one hand flat against the lavender comforter on either side of Spencer's head, directly above each shoulder. She leaned in until their faces were a fraction of an inch apart. Strands of Molly's soft, yellow golden hair tickled Spencer's cheek. Spencer blew it away. It returned. Molly moved the tips of her hair back and forth across Spencer's whole face. What? You don't like my hair? Huh? Huh? Stop! Spencer moved her head from side to side. Stop! The words came out with a giggle. She wished they could stay right here forever in this playful space. It was reminiscent of the years before high school, before Molly met Lucas. Spencer reached up and put her hands against Molly's waist. She pushed gently until the friction ceased between them. Time stood still for the briefest of seconds until she eased Molly's thin frame back into her own curves. Like you would ever push me away, Molly whispered. She reached for Spencer's glasses, folded them using her chin, and placed them above their heads. Now, she kept her voice low. Did you kiss back like we practiced? Because I'm not marking it off the list if you didn't. Spencer readjusted her body until she could bring their noses together. I kissed him like this. She tilted her head and wrapped her fingers in the strands of hair that previously tickled her cheek. When there was no space between them, she used her tongue to part Molly's lips. The soft taste of strawberry and graham crackers replaced all traces of Jordan, and she sunk into the familiarity of the only person who mattered. The kiss deepened. Spencer slid her hand under Molly's shirt until it rested against smooth skin. She traced the gentle curve of her back up to her shoulder blade. Spencer liked familiar. Molly didn't pull away. Spencer moved her fingertips to Molly's long neckline. It was Spencer's favorite part of Molly's body. Her own neck was short and buried itself in the extra skin of her shoulders. Probably the reason Molly never touched her there. She paused, put her palm at the midpoint of Molly's neck, right where her fingertips disappeared again into her hair. With her other hand, she found the edge of her best friend's shorts and worked her fingers down until she felt coarse wisps of hair. This was the point where Molly would move into, or out of, the movement. Spencer waited. The wait was short-lived. A quiet moan moved from Molly's mouth to her own, sending a quiver from the place of origin to her toes. She pulled Molly closer until her tongue and her moan moved deeper into her mouth. The two moved as one. Spencer felt the pulse of Molly's satisfaction seconds before Molly pulled away. The tremor pushed her over the edge as well. "Thank you," Spencer murmured. "My pleasure," Molly whispered against Spencer's cheek. "Thinking about you with Jordan is hot." Spencer tried to hide the disappointment on her face. Molly suddenly felt very heavy against her body. She should have known Molly wasn't thinking about her alone, but she let herself believe again. It was just a kiss. Spencer focused on her breath. Inhale. Exhale. The room felt devoid of oxygen. Molly pushed up on her hands and tickled Spencer's face again with her hair. Like our kiss. Spencer didn't want to lie. She said, I mean, he's a guy and you're a girl, so not exactly. Duh, don't be dumb. Was it as long as ours, as soft? I guess. It's weird. It was soft, but different soft. Spencer pulled one arm up to her face and swatted at the blonde hair. We've kissed a long time. It's hard to compare. Molly tucked her hair behind her ear and rolled to her side. I just want to make sure I taught you well. Jordan doesn't need to know you've never done this before. Spencer decided it was best to shake off the weird twitch in her gut and focused on what she knew Molly wanted to hear. You know you taught me well. I did you proud. He has no idea I never kissed a boy. So, do you think my kiss will make him want to call me again? Fuck yes, if it was like our practice kisses. I want to call you again after that. Molly rolled to the edge of the bed and then stood. My legs are shaking. Not sure how Geek Boy managed to stand after you laid that on him. Spencer propped herself on one elbow and watched Molly. She admired the way Molly moved, like a lean golden alley cat, quick and graceful in her motions, to the other side of the room. Molly slid the corner of the desk forward and kneeled next to it. When she stood again, she held their book. Even now, Spencer didn't understand why Molly insisted they keep the scrapbook in a secret space the girls found in the floor years ago, but it was Molly's first rule, so Spencer complied. Rule number 2 and 3 were they never looked at the book unless they were together, and they never talked about the secret dreams and wishes they kept there. Molly turned the book over in her hands until the title faced up. Book of Promises, Together Forever. She patted back across the hardwood and sat on the edge of the bed. We can still be best friends and have boyfriends, you know. I know, Spencer said. She wiggled her body until it was just inches behind Molly. But boyfriends weren't in the plan when you made the first entry. That was a lifetime ago. I know. Molly wrote the first entry 9 years ago in her best 4th grade handwriting. By 1393 South Washington Street. Live together forever. It was the house that stood in between the homes of the two young women. Old Mrs. Brahms lived there, but she wouldn't live forever. At least that's what Molly said when they were 9. In the years since, they added other things. Some of the items they tried but then altered, like pick matching furniture and decorate rooms to match. Molly loved white and lavender and pink, but Spencer looked stupid in pastel colors, so she marked a line through the first entry and changed the second to say, help each other decorate rooms, which translated to, let Molly decorate rooms. That didn't bother Spencer. She hated pastels and decorating. Win-win. Other items they did as children, but didn't consider in later years. Do summer reading, use sparklers, pet a snake. Still others remained from years gone by or were added later. Swim in an infinity pool in Singapore. Toilet paper a house. Kiss a boy. There were hundreds of hopes and dreams covering the pages of their book. You think he's a geek? Spencer quit thinking about the past and pushed herself to a full sitting position. Lucas says he is. Molly shrugged one shoulder. Who cares? You kissed him. She picked up her hairbrush and used it as a mic. Her voice was high and full of bliss. Attention, world! My best friend, Spencer Price, is a woman now. You sound like you did when we were 10 and Charlie Banks pulled your ponytail and you wanted the whole school to know he liked you, Spencer chuckled. Well, Molly started. She laid the book next to her and stood. He absolutely positively did. She put her arms high over her head, fingertips touching, and twirled in a fierce dance. Spencer followed the movement of Molly's shoulder-length locks as they fanned out from her face. What's not to like, oh admired one? She tried to sound annoyed, but they both knew she wasn't. No one admired Molly more than Spencer. They both knew that, too. In the last few years, Spencer decided less about the new entries put into the Book of Promises, and Molly decided more. Spencer didn't particularly like Molly's choices. Jump from the roof onto a mattress holding hands, touch a boy's penis, have a threesome, put threatening messages in balloons and let them go, sneak out and spend the night in the treehouse behind the teen club. But she never said no to an entry. Molly returned to the bed and patted the spot next to her. Spencer slid sideways until their legs touched. Let's see. Molly opened the journal slowly. Where is the page to record the locking of tongues? Just get to the page, drama queen. I need to get home for dinner sometime tonight. Spencer reached over to turn the pages herself. Molly pulled the book from under Spencer's fingertips. Fine, I'm doing it. She laid the book back against her legs and fanned through the pages. Here. She pointed to the line that read, Kiss a boy before we are 18. Next to the sentence, Molly had added 2 uneven lines. The line with Molly Janelle Blackstone written next to it already had Molly's signature and date. July 4, 2017. Last year. It was the same day they crossed off, go to a bonfire on the beach. Sadness overtook Spencer when she looked at the page. She and Molly fought that day, and it was all her fault. She admitted as much to Molly the next day. She tried to explain the peculiar feelings in her gut as she watched Molly and Lucas, heads together, arms intertwined, acting like the rest of the world didn't exist, acting like she didn't exist. She ended up spewing more hateful words when Molly called her weird. When Molly told her to leave, she begged for forgiveness. None of it worked. In the end, the boy ended up being Molly's actual boyfriend. Before Lucas, Molly and Spencer were always together. After Lucas, Molly split her time between the two worlds. Spencer liked pre-Lucas better, but she was used to him now and tried to keep herself busy when she knew Molly and Lucas were together. Hey, where you at? Molly elbowed Spencer in the side. Sign here and it's official. Spencer kissed a boy on January 23rd, 2018, almost 3 months before turning 18. Molly pulled the pen from its nesting place inside the book and handed it to Spencer. Spencer signed her full name, Chloe Imani Spencer Price. That's another rule. If they don't do something together, when each one completes the promise, she signs her full name and dates it, all official-like. She handed the pen back to Molly. Molly nodded. Nice. You know what's next. With the tip of the pen, Molly pointed to the next item on the list and then to the signature, Molly Janelle Blackstone. She gave Spencer's shoulder a nudge with her own. You know what you need to do. Spencer felt the red creep into her cheeks. Molly laughed. Come on, it's not like you aren't ready. She read the entry out loud. Have sex with a boy. The have sex part was written after the girls snuck into Molly's mom and dad's room when they weren't home and watched an R-rated movie where a man and a woman laid naked in bed. They were 12. The with a boy part was written in the older Molly's handwriting. She added it after Spencer insisted that they did in Molly's bedroom when they were alone was sex. Molly called it experimentation. She said all best friends experimented to get ready for sex with a guy. After arguing back and forth, Molly grabbed the book off her desk and created the addendum. Not that I'm going to agree what we do is sex. It's different. But there you go, smart ass. Spencer withdrew for several days after the argument, but Molly kept at her until she gave in and returned to her normal doting self. She still hated how she felt any time they talked about sex. How about second base and touching a penis first? Spencer asked. I've got zero interest in signing my full name on that line anytime soon. Molly shrugged. Suit yourself, prude. Personally, if Lucas doesn't put out, I'm out. But whatever. She took the pen and added, touch a boy's penis to the bottom half of the page and scribbled her name and signature. The date she added was the same date that was next to her first kiss. Happy? Spencer was anything but happy. Please feel free to reach out to me. I'm on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Goodreads. You can add me on Goodreads. And feel free to reach out anytime. I love to talk to people who have read my books or who want to read my books or have questions. Peace.